It's Wednesday, Klaus here. It's time for another basic Davinci Resolve tutorial.
Hello, Klaus here. It's Wednesday and time for yet another basic Davinci Resolve tutorial. So in this episode, I'll show you how to do a little commercial-like shot. I did do almost the exact same shot in the video on Monday. However, that was all done inside of Fusion, and you can actually do the exact same thing inside of the editing tab, and you need to use the color tab just a little bit. So that's what this video is going to be all about. So let's get right to it. So first off, let's have a look here. This is the clip we're going to work on. A typical green screen shot done on a Lazy Susan, and that's basically what we're going to work with. First off, we need to add in some colors. So we'll go into the color tab. I'm just going to select the clip, and in this case, I just want to use the gain to boost that up a bit. Then I'll go to the gamma, I'll boost that up again. And again, the lift, I'm going to crush that all the way down here, like that. And then I'll go to the gain again, going to gain this up a bit. And, I'm just going to add in some saturation. So something like this, not a fantastic or interesting grade at all. We might as well do a little bit of contrast, perhaps something with the temperature, something like that. And in the tint, I just want to give it just a little push, because I know what camera this is shot on. So the first thing to do is to actually just to key out the green. And of course you could do this in multiple ways. You can do this in the edit page, or you can do this in the color tab. However, I'm going to do this in the color tab because I need to do some masking. I need to mask this portion of this glass out, and that is a bit harder if you do this in the editing page. So that's why. So I'm just going to go to the qualifier, and I'm going to go to the 3D qualifier, which is right here. I'm just going to draw in a line, and the objective here is to make everything around the can as white as possible and the can black. Pretty easy. And then I'm going to right click out here in the grid. I'm going to add an alpha out, and I'm just going to connect this right here. And then I need to invert my selection. So we have something like this. I'll go into the D-spill up here, and I'm going to bump that up to remove this green spill we have here. If that's not good enough, we can use the clean black and the clean white to clean up our stuff. We can use the black clip and the white clip. But I think we are good to go here. Something like that. So let's do a quick mask. So I'm just going to select the mask. I'm going to use the cursor. I'm going to zoom in a bit here. And then I'm just going to do a pretty basic mask here. Again, if we're not totally satisfied with the green screen work, we can go back into this pretty easy and just push the plus here, and we're going to add in another little line here. And again, we are going to see that that is going to help us out just a little bit. Well, enough about green screening. So here we have our clip. I didn't want to add in the background here. So I'm just going to move my video one track up. I'll go up to the media pool, and I have here my retro background I want to use. Here we go. And then, I want to make this fit my clip. So this is the retro background we want to use. So I want to, again, make this can fly towards the camera from the back. So we're going to do a super quick animation for that. So I'm just going to select the top clip. I'll go to the inspector, I'm going to zoom this all the way down here, and I'm going to change the position like that. And I'm just going to put in keyframes in this zoom and the position. Then I'll go forward, and I think when we're here, this should be all the way up here, and I want to again change the position a little bit, something like that. So there we have it. Pretty simple for a pretty simple commercial shot. I then want to add in another layer of awesomeness. So first off, I'm going to push Alt and drag. So I'm going to duplicate my video track. I'll go down to the bottom video track. Let's say I'll do it around here. And I'm just going to invert it so it will make a copy of that. And that'll be behind the top can. Like that. And I might want to, like move it just a little bit down like that. And also going here to the beginning of it all, I'm going to zoom in. I'm just going to move the can down just a little bit. Something like that. And I might want to do a little bit of a rotation as well. Something like that. Should be good enough. And then, I might want to move it just a little bit again here. Again, turn, and then again using a rotation. So we have that can right down here. So to sell this effect, we do need to, first of all, we need to take the layer, and we'll go into the composite mode and into the opacity, and we're going to bump that down like something like that. So it looks kind of like a reflection. And if we want to sell this effect a little bit more, we're going to add in a effect. And I'll go into the open effects. I'll go search here for wave. Here we have the waviness. I'm going to add that down here. And if you just use the default, it looks crazy. So we'll need to go into the effects, make sure that we are on the effects right here so we can actually change stuff. So I'm going to go to the scale. I'm going to scale this down so it's not, if we scale it all up, it's going to be totally crazy. So I'm going to put it really down like that, I think. Then we have the strength. I'm also going to push that down quite a bit. And then we have a phase, a little like that. And then perhaps we'll speed it up just a little bit, something like that. So now we have this illusion that it's moving in the waves, like the light is doing. So one last thing I would like to do is I would like to do a color shift so that it will go from a black and white into a color image. However, if I want to do that, there's different ways, but I only want to make this so it's affecting the background and not the can at all. There are different ways you could do that in the color tab using keyframes and stuff like that, but I'll just use the easiest way I know. So I'm just going to go forward here in the background clip. I'm going to do a cut, and then I'm just going to select this, right click, and I'm just going to give this a different color so it's easier to see in the color tab. Then I'm just going to go to the color tab, and I'm going to select this, and I'm simply just going to take the saturation and I'm going to bump this all the way down. Then I'll take the second clip, and I might want to take a little bit of color out of this as well, something like that. I think that looks better, something like that. And then I'll just go back to the editing page. I'll go up to the video transitions. And I'm just going to use something as simple as a dissolve. I'm going to put the dissolve in between my two clips, making it smaller, longer, depending on what I want. Now we have this shift in color effect done inside of the editing tab and color tab, pretty fast and pretty easy. So this is how you can do this kind of commercial shot using the Edit tab and the Color tab inside of Davinci Resolve 17. And this is very helpful if you don't want to start messing around with Node inside of Fusion. So I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it would help them out. And if you want to be notified every time there's a new video on this channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.